Alright, popping on to give you a tour of our villager hall. So, guess I can back up. This is the outside. This actually isn't technically the front door. Well, it's not the door that we use. We usually come from this way because our house is that way and our storage is that way. So we're usually coming in on it from here. And we settled on this design. It used to be kind of like a little hobbit hole circle design, but we changed it to this. And then we did the little inlays. We like it. So, first of all, they're all sleeping. Why is it night? Anyways, so here we have our white wool guys, in which we have a sheep farm for white wool, and we have a sheep farm for black wool. And then we have our fishermen. We have 2 on this side and 2 on that side. And we have fish farms up the wazoo, so we have these shulker boxes just stuffed full of fish. Oh, look, they're all awake. And then they're all also, oops, that's a barrel. They're also full on this side. And then we have, I feel like my headset's crackling, sorry if it is. We have our butcher guys over here. We mostly just trade those guys, oh, that one's empty, the sweet berries, because we zombify all of our villagers, so their trade is a 1-for-1 trade. And then we buy our meat from them most of the time, because we can, because we have emeralds, and that's just one of the chests of emeralds. And then this is our black wool guys. They're at this end. So that's one row of guys that we trade. And then this is another row. These are the clay guys. We have 6 of them because lush caves means tons and tons of clay everywhere. And of course I go to the empty ones. So these are all full of clay. And then we have the Fletchers. We have 3 on this side, and then we have the cartographers, 3 on that side. And we trade these guys string, which we get from our spider farm, and that's a 1-to-1 trade. So you get, for 1 string, you get 1 emerald. That's pretty good. We need to zombie them again because you can also do sticks and flint, but 1 string, that's not really that hard to get. So that's worth an emerald to us. And then we do the cartographers and we trade them paper and the glass panes. And I don't know what their trades are right now. Okay, we have 4 paper. That's not bad. And then 1 glass pane for an emerald. I mean, you can just go dig up some sand, smelt that down, and then make it into glass panes. So super easy. We have our villagers in a, I guess you want to call it a humane villager system where they have room, they have a spot to stand, they have their job, they have a bed, and then we also have it where we have full access to them. So it's a little bit longer of a setup, but it works for us, and they can't get out of our reach. They also can't jump out. We have these trap doors. If we traded with them and something got stuck back there, we can jump in and grab it without them getting out. So this is a very convenient way to have the villager set up. So, and then the shulker boxes, we have them upside down, so they're pretty cool looking. And then they also don't pop open towards us, they pop open into our little middle hole. And if you're wondering what this is actually how we do the zombifying of the villagers. So we have a piston up in here where their stand spot is, and then we put a glass block up here on top. This is also a slab so that the XP comes out underneath them. The rest of the things are upside down stairs. And we designed this originally in our creative world. And then the slab so that we get the XP. And then also, so we put a piece of glass up, break the slab, and then we set up rails, and we grab a zombie from our woods back there, and we name him because they love to despawn, especially right now. And then we just run the zombie, stop him right here where the glass is, and then we flip that piston, and it will shove the villager into the zombie. The zombie will attack him until he turns into a zombie villager, and then we throw the splash potion of weakness, and we give him the golden apple, and then he turns into a villager right here in his spot, and then we just push the zombie along the tracks. So that's our setup. That's how we do it. The last update kind of made the zombies really interested in one villager, and it was hard to get their attention on the villager right in front of them. So we just kind of haven't been doing the zombieing. We haven't been keeping up with it, but we just felt like we had a ton of emeralds. And we honestly haven't finished this part. It was all just right here, and then it went all the way to that other fence. But we moved some villagers around. So this is just what's left of our main hall, and these are the guys that I trade the most. I know Alyssa trades the farmers the most. So that's the top layer. But wait, there's more. So we go down here, and Alyssa designed this area. So this is all of our librarians, where we get our books from. So they also have the same setup where they have the piston that we can make them zombified, but they have glass up here instead. There's just some differences, and then it just looks more librarian styled. So we have all the books that they have. We have any book you can want, mending, unbreaking. And when we do zombify them, we just buy a ton of the books when they're cheap. And then, because as the days go by, these guys go right back up to expensive as heck. Which we have resources to pay for these books, but when we zombify the guys upstairs, then these guys get the rumors spread that, hey, these guys are cool, they made us not zombies. So we have all these guys on this edge, all the guys on this edge, and then we just have two random of these guys, the clerics. So we have a different area where we trade clerics, which is at the Ziglin farm, our zombie piglin, because they drop so much rotten flesh. So we actually have this same setup over there, which I'm not taking you to today. And then we have access to in between. This is so that if they're sleeping, then the person that's doing this can just wake them up from back here and then do this, and it smushes them right into that zombie. Oops. And then it attacks them. So when we have a ton of the anvils down here, because this is where we were enchanting our items. And then if you go down, yes, I know it's just scaffolding, but that's how we get down here. This is the newest addition to our villager, or the newest change to our villagers. So we realized that we didn't really need a ton of armorers and this toolsmiths and all that. Like, we only needed a couple. So here we don't care about any of these. We have the axe, the sword from this guy, and then from this guy we have a shovel and a pickaxe. And this guy is the pants and a shirt, and this one is the boots and a helmet. So we have everything in just these 4 guys that you could want for weapons, tools, and your armor. And then we just buy it from them. If we like what's on it, which some of it's good, some of it's junk, we leave it on, or you can just grind it off with the grinder and then put whatever you want on that armor or the tools. But we were pretty proud of this, pretty proud of the room. We designed it in creative and then completed it in here. And Alyssa did most of this build in in the actual realm. And don't mind whatever. We haven't really finished this area yet. So going back up, we go through the librarians and then up again. That's all the first guys that I showed you. And then if you go over here, I really hope this isn't crackling because it sounds like my headset's crackling on in my ears. So here's our garden area. So this is kind of why we moved our farmers. So we saw these little huts or something like these huts. Excuse me, Mr. Iron Golem. We saw these on the internet and we just kind of... Shoot, my headset's awful. Okay, maybe that'll be... Nope, it's not any better. I am sorry about that. So we have the same setup out here with the farmers so that they can also be zombified if we so choose. And then they just have a few more shulker boxes because if we're keeping up with the garden, then it makes quite a bit compared to what they take after we zombie them. So carrots and beetroots and wheat and all of it. And then we just have our watermelon farm. We have 2 of the water farms where you can just dump the water on them. Although I generally just go around with the fortune hoe and bust everything. So that is it for our villagers that we trade. I hope you guys are pretty impressed with the layout that we have because we're really happy with that. And one day we'll have to do a video about how we lay the track down and make these guys, the zombie villagers, to get their trades cheaper because 3's not bad. I mean, they're not too bad. We could do better, but it is what it is. Alright, thanks for watching.